I watch all the music docs. I watch all the movies about rock stars. But my favorite thing, my favorite sort of genre that I find fascinating was that whole studio scene that existed in New York and LA in the 60s, 70s, 80s, into like the
Yes.
90s, where you had that just core group of, I don't know how many, 40 people that could just play. It was unreal. They're almost like in a comedian that can do impressions. It's just like, all right, what's your band sound like? All right, we're going to do that. What genre is that? We can do that.
Yeah.
And I just love the sound of all of that stuff. And I also have to say, just the fact that you're going back out there, just to see human beings going out in an analog way, which I have to think is gonna make a big comeback, because I don't know, maybe it won't. Like, maybe these, like, I feel like there's something just synthetic going on right now. It just, from our food to just interacting with people, and I'm as guilty. Like, I just took my phone and had to fucking throw it, because even when I have it on silent, it's still vibrating. I don't know how to shut that off. And I've gotten to the age, like, when second somebody goes into your settings, I'm like, forget it. I'll just deal with whatever the fucking thing is doing then. Anyway, to be able to go down to a place like the Ryman or whatever, and just see a bunch of people like actually singing, actually playing.
That's right.
Killing it, making mistakes, laughing about it. And
that's right.
Yeah, there's something, we're kind of moving in this direction that human beings aren't beautiful. You know, these machines are, all of this shit is a smart refrigerator. It's like, it's not alive. It's a smart card, isn't it?
We're riding beside each other in the same boat, buddy. We are so like-minded with these things. I want to go back a little bit. So you're talking about the Wrecking Crew and those folks that had played on all the records you ever heard on the radio, and no matter what station you put it on, they were on all those records, and all of our favorites and all the cream of the crop kind of people. That was that same folks like Carol Kay, female bassist, the most recorded bassist of all time, is a girl. You know, it's like, this is fucking beautiful, man. You know, these guys, they can do anything, anytime, and they get paid what's that called? The, wage, union rate. Yeah, right.
Uh-huh.
And just keep on knocking them out, song after song, album after album, and killing them that way. But you tied everything in there by saying the analog deal, okay? Always got to keep that one black boot planted in the analog. Planted in the world we know, planted in where we spent our most time developing what we developed. Not afraid to reach out a little bit, and where you're putting your toe in the sand, or you're putting in a new music, or trying a little digital thing, or whatever, that kind of stuff. But that boot's got to stay planted, right? But in order to thrive and prosper and change and grow, you need to get out there and check the other things. But I'm never going to let go of that, no matter how much cheating is involved. And it's invaluable. The thing you're speaking about, when I know right over there, I plug that into that, and I go, shit, bam, and I know it's going to do that. I know how loud it's going to be, and I know exactly, and I can count on that. But something like it floats through the air and it's on Bluetooth, no, it's not. Fuck that. It's either I'm recording it and I can see the cable going to the thing, or I'm not doing it, because I'm not going to rely on that shit. So what I'm saying is, those of us that are analog natives in that way, if we're going to put it that way, then we are the precious ones. We are the invaluable ones, just as the Wrecking Crew was when they recorded, because they were only analog to the tape. Everything's got to be just so flawless from top to bottom on the song, and 30 more right here ready to go, or 300, right? That's just,
human beings. That's precious. The thing. Like, I even watch shit, from back in the day, going like, look at our capabilities, because I feel like we've all been dumbed down by, like, it's just easy, like, like, well, what year did that guy play for that? You just pick up your phone and you just have like the answer. Yeah. It's just, everything is kind of there, but
it doesn't
you just
build.
said something about I got this buddy of mine who was in the studio system, also an amazing pilot. He's my instructor, and he was telling me how they used to do these things called straight to CD, these recordings, and you'd have to play the whole album straight through. And if somebody screwed up on song 8, you had to go back to the beginning. And I don't know why they would do it that way, but it was just like this, the crunch from the money guys, like, can they do it faster? And because of their greed, like the level of like musician and how you would have to just calm your mind to not be like just thinking, okay, I got the first one. All right, I got the first one's good. Second. And I feel with each song, the pressure, like if you're going to mess up, you want to mess up first verse, first song. Then somebody throws a donut at you, no big deal.
Yeah.
But, you mess up on song 8, you got like a cymbal flying at your head. You got to start all over again. And then the pressure builds again. But because of that, like I look at a lot of stuff from back in the day, and I keep thinking about that. Like I'll say to my wife, I bet this is all human beings making this sound. Like there'll be like an orchestra, even like an award show. And someone will just come out and they'll play like some 8-second ditty, but it's like 40 people playing, starting, stopping, hitting all at the same time. And it's just like, rather than doing that old guy, like, oh, these people were better. It's like, no, man, you young people, you have this is in you. You can do this.
Right.
If you stop with this fucking auto-tune or whatever, my business right now, they're going into these whole, I don't know, they call them like micro movies. They're just saying like people don't have attention spans anymore.
Right.
So what we're going to do is feed into that and make like 15-minute movies or something.
Sure.
It's like, why don't we push against that? Isn't it better if people could focus?
Yes. When we go and see our people interact that we really look up to, or even I know that you appreciate like the Meshuggah guys and that thing in our generation or our genre, that they're that good because they took that long to learn the instruments and master them. That's like cream of the crop math stuff. But what I want to get across and agree with you there, at least comment. I was talking to my buddy that repairs guitars the other day, and he says he has a friend that they get a lot of work down here in Florida, and they play just with backing tracks, and most of the time they're miming and do like TV mixes where they're doing the vocal, but everything else is recorded, so they're just faking through shit. And then they hire them at the club, and they're hired every fucking weekend, and they're making all this money. So the guy asked my boy to come over and jam, and he sat there and he only had his drum kit, right? And so my boy puts the bass line down, and the dude can't fucking play no more. He used to be able to play. He can't play no more because he's only been faking it. So he can only fake it. So you
basically he could physically play, but he wasn't grooving. Essentially.
No, the capacity, the capability was gone. The connections were not firing anymore. He voluntarily removed them from himself by faking through that shit and taking the money instead of continuing to, perfect your thing.
Say this, though, on Instagram, like some of these kids, though, because the information of the internet, it's not all bad. Like some of them, I agree.
Dude,
the chops these kids have, like this kids, this like 12-year-olds with chops that are as good as like the VHS tapes I used to rent of these famous drummers, or I would buy them. I'm going like, and some of this stuff, like those gospel chop guys, it's like, dude, if this shit was out if any of these kids could go back in time and play that, people would be like, this is guys from fucking outer space. So I don't want to be like this old guy saying everything is bad. I'm trying to, like with my kids, like I drive, older cars, and they're both manual transmission. And I'm like, I just try to do that. Like I taught my daughter how to keep score when she's watching a baseball game. I'm teaching her how to, she steers a little bit, and I'm teaching her about the gears and listening to the engine and all of that. But, I know it's school and with their friends. I don't want her to be like me with computers where, I freak out if I have to go into settings, as I said.